Toy box. This is another vintage toy hunting episode. It is from June last month, June 2022, here in Wales, the United Kingdom. It's going to be a two-part episode. The first part is stuff that can be found in the wild from charity shops and antique shops, and the second part is going to be stuff that I've found at the Carboot and flea markets. So those of you who don't know already, or you haven't seen my previous episodes, I don't spend a lot. It's just a bit of a laugh, nostalgia stuff from the 70s, 80s, and that's when I grew up, and it just brings a smile to my face. Sometimes some things I buy need a bit of TLC, sometimes I just put them in the cabinet as is. It's just a bit of a laugh. So let's have a look at the stuff I got from charity shops and antique shops first. Okay, here's the stuff that I found in charity shops and an antique shop. So as usual, I'll go through them, tell you a bit of information about them, and tell you how much I paid for it. Okay, so I picked these up from a charity shop. They're in a box outside of the charity shop, on a table just as you go in. And the box said all toys 50p each. So I saw these early 1980s G1 My Little Ponies. I thought, do you know what, not to be sniffed at, gonna get them. Yeah, they'd be one of the most iconic, one of the iconic girls' toys of the 1980s. So yeah, I thought I'd grab them, maybe put a couple in the cabinet to go with the rest of my 1980s toys and curios. Just a nostalgia thing, more than anything else, to throwback of the toys of years gone by. And I may forward on the rest, sell on the rest at a later date. So the standout one here is Baby Bowtie. Apparently she's worth about £20, and we've got this twinkle pony here called Galaxy. She's quite cool looking. Yeah, so some G1 My Little Ponies, 50p each, bargain. Okay, my next charity shop find were these two little Remco Zybots made in 1985. So they are Zybot changeable robots. So I've got this one here. This one is aptly called Snowcat. It's a Snowcat mobile. And we've got this one, which is called Sand Blaster. Yeah, lovely looking stickers on them, kind of shininess on that. So I found these in a box of diecast. I've said to you previously, always look in box of diecast, because you never know what you might find. I always keep my eye out for Transformers, but these are Remco Zybots from 1985. And how I identified these was going onto a website called the Liberator -net. Now, if you have some transformable toys that are not Transformers and you think they're 1980s, you will find this. You will find them on this guy's website. It's called Avon Fox, I think his name is. But this site, Liberator-net, has got all the transformable robots that aren't Transformers on his site, and you can identify them. It's a great resource site, and I've identified a few random robots that I've found over the years on there. So I should put a link in the description for his site. Yeah, it's a Snowcat and Sand Blaster. Lovely stickers, lovely looking things. Yeah, and they cost me 50p each from a charity shop. Okay, so next lot walking from that antique shop. So we got Spycore here, which is a 1984 He-Man figure by Mattel. Not too bad shape. There's new He-bands. The bands which connect the legs to the torso are perishing. They're about to snap off. They're still attached for the time being, but they will need new He-bands. the chromeless trident. It's got quite a bit of wear, so that will need re-chroming. But I don't have Spike, I don't have this figure, so this was a worthy addition to my He-Man figure collection. And this guy cost me £3. On the subject of He-Man, while He-Man was very, very popular in the 80s, other toy lines, obscure ones, the cheap knockoff market type ones, cashed in on the He-Man market, and they made their own figures, like Muscle Warriors, Galaxy Warriors, all that sort of thing. This is a knockoff sort of He-Man type figure, and this is the two-horned devil. I think he's called the Galaxy Heroes. Let's have a look. Yeah, Galaxy Heroes. This is branded as, yeah, legs don't move, but his arms do, and his head moves. It's a cheap knockoff He-Man figure. In fact, the knockoff He-Man figures are more expensive than the genuine ones, and they can be quite an expensive hobby to go down. So I always pick them up when I see them because they're quite cool, novelty little item, and they go well with the back of the He-Man figures in my He-Man collection. So yeah, two-horned devil, Galaxy Heroes figure. Also from the antique shop, we got Jet from Gladiators. Jet was every teenage boy's fantasy, I reckon, back in the early mid-90s. I'll put a picture in the Jet in the top corner for you to have a look at. But I did. I had a crush on Jet, and I think most teenage boys did back in the early 90s. That's a 1996 Jet PVC figure. I also got that from the antique shop as well, and that cost me £1. This next item from the antique shop is a very curious thing. It's a vintage Optimist figure, bouncy type thing. So it originates in Denmark, and it's created by a guy called Gustav Heirik. And the idea of the Optimist little figure was to bring cheer to your homes and offices. So this was produced in 1968, and they're really, really popular in the 70s and 80s, and they're still made today, and they look exactly the same. But this is a vintage 1970s one. Okay, so thanks for watching my part 1 of my June wild finds. You know, little things that I find when I'm out and about. Don't pay a lot, it's just a bit of fun, you know. Yeah, so if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, make some comments, and hopefully see you in part 2. Thanks for watching, bye bye.